Valve just released the Kilowatt case with 17 community-made skins in it, and it also has the new knife, the Kukri Knife, and the OG finishes. And today we're going to be inspecting all of them, and we're going to find out which of the 17 is the best. First off, we have the dual Berettas Hideout. This is nothing special. Kind of reminds me of the Poultrygeist with the color scheme a little bit. This is a bottom of the barrel blue skin. Next up, we have the Mac 10 Light Box, which is really sick. I can see this being a purple with the infinity mirror looking thing. It's a crazy futuristic mil-spec with a bunch of purple and pink inlays. This is an awesome skin for a mil-spec. Next up, we have the Nova. Kinda reminds me of the Sobex Bite a little bit, but it's a little bland. It's a lot more bland than the Nova from the Olympus case. It is definitely worthy of being a blue. Then we have the Scout Dezastre, which is an upgrade to the dual Berettas Disasters. This skin is a lot more shiny than the dualies from the Broken Fang case, and it's a lot more cool looking. Definitely gives me Trigger Discipline vibes mixed with the Parallax. The next skin is going to be the Tech 9 Slag, which is a very industrial looking skin. You can see all the weld marks. It is pretty cool looking. This kind of looks like 3D printed metal on the body. That looks a bit trippy at some angles like this one, but overall it's a pretty cool skin. If you're into skins that look like they're actually made of metal, this is gonna be the one for you. Then we have the UMP Motorized, another metal looking skin, which is supposed to be the engine of what looks to be a BMW M45. I don't think that exists, but it has all these engine details. It's very industrial looking, again, very metal, and this one looks very 3D as well, and I bet the effect is even better if you're inspecting it in the game, which I forgot we can do now, so let's do it. And there it is. It is awesome. Look how that's a bit disappointing, actually. It does not look more three-dimensional from the POV of the player. It looks more 3D like this, but that's alright. It's still crazy good looking for a blue. Then we have what I believe is the final blue, which is a brass etched snake on this XM10, the Irezumi. It is pretty cool, but there's already a couple of XMs like this, specifically the Watchdog that I'm thinking of right now. Pretty sick skin, but it's nothing crazy. And then we get into a very cool one, the Glock 18 Block 18, or as I like to call it, the Glock 18 Lego. To be honest, it looks like crap, but the idea is very cool. You can see again that it's trying to be three-dimensional with the slope pieces, and it's also very metallic and shiny on the top. Let's take a look at the inspect animation. Pretty good. It's definitely well designed. The color scheme is not amazing, and I just don't know how I feel about this overall. I like the idea. The execution could definitely use a little bit of work.
Are you looking for cheap, low-float skins for trade-ups? Check out today's sponsor, SkinsMonkey. It's the most convenient trading bot site where you don't have to overpay for low floats. I found this .08 Op Elite build and this .09 M4 Tooth Fairy, and the tradable M4 was delivered to my inventory instantly. If you apply code TechSavvy, you get a 5% deposit bonus, and you also get a $5 trading bonus when you start trading. Don't worry if you don't have any skins, just head over to Freebies and you'll find 3 giveaways, all the way up to a Gut Knife Gamma Doppler. So use my link in the description to start finding deals on low float skins today.
And up next, we have one of my favorite purples in the skin, the M4A4 Etch Lord with the etched metal snake. Once again, a very metallic skin with the transparent plastic magazine revealing the rounds. And it's just an overall very cool industrial looking M4A4. Definitely gives me M4 Basilisk vibes, but this is on the A4 instead of the A1S. Next up, we have the 5.7 Hybrid, which is sort of a shiny purple, carbon fibery, not sure what to call it, definitely futuristic. The carbon fiber looks a little bit too shiny for my taste. I don't think carbon fiber is that shiny in real life, but it's definitely an interesting skin. I bet you mostly see the carbon fiber when you're actually using it. Yeah, so you do see quite a bit of purple and pink, but it's a pretty cool 5.7 skin, but honestly, it's nothing special. Next up, the MP7 Just Smile with the creepy X-eyed smile in the middle. If I look at the colors, I want to throw up. It's disgusting looking, but I think that's the point. I am not a fan of this skin, but as you might have seen from the changelog video, there's going to be some amazingly cool crafts that we can do on this guy now that we're not limited to 4 different sticker positions. Next up, we're going to have the sawed-off analog input, which definitely was inspired by game controllers like the Xbox game controller and stuff like that because of the X, Y, B, and A and the 4 different colors. I'm not a big fan of this, this. It's just a bunch of colors on a sawed-off. It's a sawed-off, man. That's all that we need to say. But next up, potentially my favorite skin in the case, the M4A1S Black Lotus, the big brother to the USP Black Lotus. This guy is actually shiny and metallic looking, which makes it so much cooler. And obviously all of these new skins are on the new gun models, which just makes them look so much better. This one is really cool. I'm definitely gonna be picking one up eventually. It also kind of looks pearlescent. You see how the background is pink and the leaves are blue, and here everything is kind of blue. This is very cool, and I can't wait to trade up to a StatTrak Factory to one of these. Let's take a look what it looks like when you're inspecting it. There you go. It's even more amazing close up. You can see all the details of the weapon model. This is an amazing skin. Then we have the first Zeus skin in the game, the Zeus Olympus. Obviously, it has Zeus on it with a bunch of lightning, even gold lightning that shines through the skin. That's a really cool touch. I really like that. The gold accents make it look super shiny and super cool. I feel like the artwork is not very high resolution, or I don't really know how to describe it. It just doesn't look that great, but for a pink, it's definitely decent. Then we have the last pink, the USP Jawbreaker, which is once again extremely shiny, and this one certainly gives me Monster Mashup vibes with, I don't even know what this is. It looks kind of like a wolf or something. Honestly, the tooth placement is very goofy. Like, the right fang is right beneath its nose, and the left fang is like a little behind its nose. That looks a bit weird, not gonna lie, but overall the skin has a cool vibe. If you're a fan of blue, yellow, and pink, this is definitely gonna be the USP for you. I'm not the biggest fan of the color scheme, but the artwork is very nice. And now, moving on to the reds, the one I originally thought looked like crap, but now I see that it looks very, very cool. It is the most chromy skin in the entire game. We've definitely not had such a metallic and shiny skin ever before. It also has some orange and pink and somewhere even green reflection colors, and the scope kind of has this dark reddish accent to it. This one's really cool. I think this is gonna be almost as expensive, if not just as expensive as the next skin, the AK-47 Inheritance, which looks like it's made of porcelain. It's definitely a very detailed skin. I don't know how I feel about this. I personally don't think it's cool. It is not as shiny as I expected or wanted it to be. Look how dull it looks, and it looks like it's broken. I'm not sure if that's just because this particular one is a higher wear, but I wouldn't want my porcelain to look broken. I guess because it's Inheritance, that kind of indicates that it's an older skin, so maybe that's why there's so much wear on it. I honestly am liking the Op a lot better than the AK Inheritance. And then we have the Kukri Knives. Here we have the Slaughter, one of the higher tier finishes. As you can expect, it looks pretty sick on the Kukri Knife with the new animations, or at least what I believe to be new, and this one's already been unboxed. This case Hardened has also already been unboxed. Unfortunately, it is not a blue gem, but we can definitely say that this is not a mirrored knife, meaning that the play side is not the same as the inspect side, which is definitely a positive. However, this unfortunately is not a blue gem. Ooh, it looks really cool though with the massive blade and the case Hardened finish. This one's pretty sick with just the black handle and the stained metallic blade. Pretty standard, but very shiny and very cool looking. There's also a Forest DDPAT, which, let's be real, it looks like poop, but it exists. Crimson Web, unfortunately, this one is battle scarred, but that's kind of cool. Look at how black the scratched off bits are. That's very sick. It kind of makes it look like the red parts are blood stains. And here is the vanilla with, once again, the really black blade, which looks insanely cool. It also has this little, I don't know, big cat head or something. Not sure what that is. It would make sense if that was the case logo. However, it is not. And here it is, the first Kukri Knife Fade that was ever unboxed as far as I know. It's 009. I did not think I was going to be able to inspect this. I just loaded up the database again as I was rendering the video and found it. So here it is. Here it is in your hands. It looks amazing. If this was just a little bit of a higher fade percentage, that would be great. But look at how cool that is. That's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.